Hello students, I'm going to give you a quick video on adding and subtracting decimals. So let me share my screen here and we will get started. Okay, in Google Classroom under the reference section there is what I call my pink sheets. Those are what all your notes will be presented to you on. When you come into class, they'll be on pink sheets. So pink sheet page 1, which is our decimal notes. So when we're adding and subtracting decimals, line up the decimals, then add or subtract is the basic rule. Carry the decimal straight down into your answer. Now these notes are found, like I said, on your Google Classroom page in the reference section if you need to refer to them. But for now, you can just follow along on the screen. So let me pull up an example here and show you what I mean by lining up the decimals and carrying it straight down. So if I am going to add 50.92 plus 0.26, I am going to rewrite the problem like this. 50.92 and 0.26. Notice how I lined up my decimal points right here. And I'm going to draw my line, put my addition sign, and I'm going to add. 6 plus 2 is 8. 9 plus 2 is 11. Carry my 1. Put my 1 here. And I've got 5. And then my decimals, they're lined up right here. They're going to get lined up straight down in my answer there. So that's my final answer, 51.18. All right, let me clear this and go to the next screen. All right, in this next problem, I'm once again going to rewrite this and line up my decimals. So I've got 25.9 and 0.68. Now in this case, we've got an empty space up there, so we're going to annex zeros. What that means is just to fill in those extra spaces with zeros. Because 25.9 is the same as 25.90. And then I've got all my place values filled in. Now I can go ahead and add. So I made sure that I lined up my decimals when I rewrote it. And I'm going to add 0 plus 8 is 8. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry my 1. That's 6, and that's 2. I'm going to carry my decimals are in a straight line right here. So I'm going to go straight down here and put my decimal right there. And my final answer is 26.58. Okay. All right. Now in the next problem, let's try subtracting. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to line up our decimals. We're going to rewrite this problem out. So I've got 20.7 and I've got 0.258. I lined up my decimals. This is a subtraction problem. Now I'm going to annex zeros because I've got some blank spots here, so I'm going to fill them in with 0. Because 20.7 is the same as 20.700. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract. I can't subtract 8 from 0, so I'm going to borrow from the 7. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 5 is 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 2 minus, I could put a 0 there if I wanted to, but I know that it's nothing there. So 2 minus 0 is 2. And I'm going to carry my decimal straight down. So 20.7 minus 0.258 is 0.442. So in that case, I did the same thing like we did when we were adding. I lined up my decimals. I had some blank spaces there, so I annexed zeros, filled them in with zeros, and then I went ahead and subtracted. All right, let's see what we got for the next one. Ooh, what if a number doesn't have a 0? So in this case, we've got 27 here. So the number 27, it has a decimal. We just don't always write a decimal in a whole number. All whole numbers have a decimal right at the end of it, right here. So 27 is the same as 27.0, or I can add as many zeros as I want. Now I'm going to write my next number, lining up with that other decimal, 185, and now I see that I need to annex a couple more zeros in order to line those up and add. So now I can go ahead and add 5, 8, 1, 7, 2, and carry my decimal straight down, 27.185. All right, so let's think about this for a minute. Where in the world would we use decimals? Think about it and write your response on a Post-it note. I'll give you a minute to think about it. All right, so some of the places we could use decimals. Money definitely has decimals. Sports, there's a lot of sports that use decimals in their statistics, like batting averages. Those are always decimals. Swimming scores, gymnastic scores, shot percentages, temperatures, they have decimals. So let's look at money. If I have $3.75 plus $1.95, and I wanted to add them up, I would rewrite it, lining up my decimals. So I got $3.75, 3.75, $1.95 is written 1.95. So let's say $3.75 was the cost of a cheeseburger, $1.95 was the cost of French fries. Let's add it up and see what it would cost. 17, carry that. I get $5.70. So if I were to add $3.75 plus $1.95, I get $5.70. See what else we got. Ooh, sports. So Mr. V's a swimmer. Let's say he swims a 100-meter freestyle in 49.69 seconds. And Michael Phelps, the Olympic gold medalist, he swims the 100-meter freestyle in 47.51 seconds. And if I asked you how much faster did Michael Phelps swim than Mr. V, we could subtract those to see how much faster he was. So let's do that. Still, Mr. V's pretty fast. I heard that he's got pretty good swim times. He used to coach. Let's see, 49.69 and 47.51. And I'm going to subtract those. This one is 8. 6 minus 5 is 1. Put my decimal straight down in 2. So Michael Phelps was only 2.18 seconds faster than Mr. V. Both pretty fast to me. All right. So if you have your workbook, I dropped off a workbook to most of you at home. Open up to page 10. So your workbook looks like this. And page 10 looks like this. So I'll give you a minute to go to that. And we're going to do a couple practice problems in our workbook. And if you don't have your workbook, then let me enlarge this, and then you can just pause the video right here and you can copy these in on just a piece of grid paper or plain white paper and do these problems out. So if you open up to page 10 in your workbook, I want you to do numbers 5 through 10. Now you can go ahead and pause the video right here, and then when you're done doing numbers 5 through 10, you can start the video again and I'll put the answers up. So go ahead and pause. Okay, I'm assuming that you did numbers 5 through 10, and I'm just going to put the answers up here for you real quick so that you can check them. The first one, I've got 5.9 plus 2.7. I got 8.6. Next one, I've got 4.01 minus 2.95. Oh, I got to borrow on this one. 11 minus 5 is 6, 9 minus 9 is 0, and 3 minus 2 is 1. I'm going to carry my decimal straight down. I got 1.06. Okay, the next one, 6.8 minus 1.45. I'm going to annex a 0 here, and I'm going to have, this is subtracting, so I'm going to have to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 minus 4 is 3, and 6 minus 1 is 5. I got 5.35. For number 8, 9.62 minus 0.3. I'm going to annex a 0. And this is subtracting. 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 9 minus 0 is 9. Put my decimal straight down. I got 9.32. All right, next one, I'm running out of room here. I should have made this square a little bit bigger. I'm going to 7.706. I'm going to annex a 0, and I'm adding on this one. 6 7, 12, carry the 1, 9, 10.276. And the last one, I've got 15, and I'm going to have to write it 15.0, and I've got 6.108. I'm going to add a couple more zeros there, and I'm subtracting this one. Oh, I got a lot of borrowing to do here. I'm going to borrow from the 5, make that a 4, 9, 10, 9, and 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. I'm carrying my decimal straight down. And then the 1 I'm going to have to put with that 4 to make it 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. I got 8.892. So if you got anything different, if you have any questions, give me an email. If you need me to Zoom with you, I can Zoom with you to explain anything. And if you think I made a mistake, let me know. It happens. I'm not perfect. All right, I'm going to clear that. If you need to look at that more, you can just pause the video and then continue. Okay, so the last thing you have to do is a homework assignment. So in your workbook, on page 11, I want you to look at numbers 19 through 27. So it's just that top section of that page. I want you to do those problems. I want you to pick any 5 problems. You can do them all. Some students want to do all 9 of them, but I'd like you to at least do 5 of those problems. And if you don't have out your workbook, you can pause the video and just enlarge the screen here and pick any 5 and copy them down on a piece of paper. All right. So if you have any questions, send me an email, and if you want me to Zoom, I'll probably be available today around 1:30 to Zoom if you need help. All right, great job. See you later. Bye.